ang bagong country risk classification na mag-take effect simula sa linggo, January 16, 2022 hanggang January 31, 2022. While foreign nationals allowed to enter into the country shall be subject to the following additional protocols. Beginning February 16, 2022, proof of full vaccination shall be made a requirement for entry of all foreign nationals allowed to enter the Philippines. Fully vaccinated shall be required to present a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours. Pagdating po ng Pilipinas, hindi na sila kailangan mag-mandatory facility-based quarantine.
Wow! Good news!
Inuulit ko po. Pagdating po ng Pilipinas, hindi na sila kailangan mag-mandatory facility-based quarantine. Pinapayagan na po ang inbound international travel ng lahat ng sa red list within the last 14 days.
OWWA and ROF's news update. If you are new in this channel, please consider subscribing and get updated.
Naaprubahan din po ng Iatf ang bagong country risk classification na mag-take effect simula sa linggo, January 16, 2022 hanggang January 31, 2022. Ang mga sumusunod na bansa, teritoryo o jurisdictions ay nasa ilalim ng red list. Antigua and Barbuda, ang Aruba, Canada, Curaçao, French Guiana, Iceland, Malta, Mayap, Mozambique, Puerto Rico, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Spain, at ang US Virgin Islands. Nasa green list naman po ang mga sumusunod: Bangladesh, Benin, Bhutan, British Virgin Islands, China, Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, ang Djibouti, Equatorial Guinea, Falkland Islands, The Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, Kosovo, Kyrgyzstan, Montserrat, Morocco, Niger, Oman, Pakistan, Paraguay, Sabah, ito po yung Special Municipality of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Saint Barthélemy, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Saint Eustatius, Taiwan, Timor-Leste, at ang Uganda. Ang mga bansa, teritoryo at jurisdiction na hindi ko po nabanggit ay nasa ilalim po ng yellow list. Kaugnay nito, inamyendahan ng Iatf ang bagong testing at quarantine protocols para sa international arriving passengers sa Pilipinas. Pumunta muna po tayo sa green list countries, jurisdictions, and territories. Ito po, fully vaccinated international arriving passengers shall be required to present a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to departure from country of origin. Inuulit ko po, 48 hours na po prior to departure from country of origin ang negative RT-PCR test. Pagdating po ng Pilipinas, hindi na sila kailangan mag-mandatory facility-based quarantine. Again, ito po yung para sa mga mula sa green list countries, jurisdictions, and territories. Pero kailangan nila mag-self-monitor ng sintomas sa loob ng 7 araw with the first day being the date of arrival. Para naman po sa unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or individuals whose vaccination status cannot be independently validated, mula sa green list, kailangan nilang magpresenta ng negatibong RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to departure from country of origin. Dagdag pa rito, kailangan nilang mag-facility-based quarantine hanggang lumabas ang kanilang negatibong RT-PCR test result taken on the 5th day. Pagkatapos po nito, kailangan nila mag-self-monitor ng 14 na araw, with the first day being date of arrival. Samantala, ito naman po ang protocols for the yellow list countries, jurisdictions, and territories para sa mga fully vaccinated. Kailangan nila magpresenta ng negatibong RT-PCR test result taken within 48 hours prior to departure from country of origin. Pagdating po ng Pilipinas, kailangan nila mag-facility-based quarantine with an RT-PCR test taken on the 5th day, with date of arrival being the 1st day. Kung magnegatibo ang resulta, maaari na silang ma-release for completion of home quarantine. Home quarantine up to the 7th day from date of arrival. Para naman po sa mga unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or whose vaccination status cannot be independently validated, mula sa yellow list, kailangan nila magpakita ng negatibong RT-PCR test result taken within 48 hours prior to departure from country of origin. Pagdating po ng Pilipinas, kailangan nila mag-facility-based quarantine with an RT-PCR test done on the 7th day, with date of arrival being the 1st day. Kung magnegatibo po, maaari na sila ma-release for completion of home quarantine up to the 14th day from date of arrival. Ito naman po ang protocols for red list. Pinapayagan na po ang inbound international travel ng lahat ng sa red list within the last 14 days prior to arrival to any port in the Philippines. I repeat, the inbound international travel of all persons coming from or who have been to red list countries, jurisdictions, and territories within the last 14 days prior to arrival to any port of the Philippines shall now be allowed. At para sa kanilang quarantine protocols mula sa red list, ito para sa mga fully vaccinated coming from the red list countries, jurisdictions, and territories. Kailangan nilang magpakita ng negative RT-PCR test result taken within 48 hours prior to departure from country of origin. Pagdating po ng Pilipinas, kailangan nilang mag-facility-based quarantine with an RT-PCR test taken on the 7th day, with date of arrival being the 1st day. Kung magnegatibo, maaari silang ma-release from facility quarantine provided na kompletuhin po nila ang home quarantine up to the 14th day from date of arrival. Para naman po sa unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or whose vaccination status cannot be independently validated, mula sa red list, kailangan nilang magpresenta ng negatibong RT-PCR test result taken within 48 hours prior to departure from country of origin. Pagdating po ng Pilipinas, kailangan nilang mag-undergo sa facility-based quarantine with an RT-PCR test done on the 7th day, with date of arrival being the 1st day. Maaari silang ma-discharge matapos makumpleto ang 10-day facility-based quarantine. Regardless of a negative RT-PCR test result, kailangan lang kumpletuhin ang 10-day facility-based quarantine. Pagkatapos po, they shall observe home quarantine until the 14th day, with date of arrival being the 1st day. Samantala, itong negative pre-departure RT-PCR test taken 72 hours prior to departure, which was our previous protocol, shall be honored until January 19, 2022, 12:01 a.m. lamang. Again, yung negative pre-departure RT-PCR tests taken 72 hours prior to departure shall be honored only until 0001 hour of 19 January 2022. Kasama rin sa inaprubahan ng IATF ang isolation at quarantine protocols para naman po sa aviation sector. Kabilang po dito ang airline personnel, ground handlers, maintenance providers, airport security, air traffic controllers, airport workers, at iba pang aviation-related personnel. Una, isolation for up to 5 days para po sa mild and asymptomatic confirmed COVID-19 cases who are fully vaccinated and boosted. Pangalawa, di po required at di na kailangan mag-quarantine ang mga asymptomatic close contacts ng confirmed COVID-19 cases. Again, for close contacts po ito, na nakatanggap na po ng primary series vaccine doses at booster. At ganoon din po ang mga close contacts na wala namang pinapakitang symptoms who recovered from COVID-19 within the last 90 days. Okay? Sa parte ng DOTR at kanilang attached agencies, kailangan nilang tukuyin ang appropriate accountable group para magdesisyon sa pagpapaikli ng isolation or quarantine na nakabase sa ebidensya, kaparehas ng Hospital Infection Prevention and Control Committees kung saan infectious disease specialists, safety officers at management ang nag-uusap, tumitingin at umaksyon sa lahat ng infection-related concerns. Ipapatupad din sa lahat ng mga aircraft na kailangan merong appropriate ventilation habang lahat ng aviation staff ay nakasuot ng tamang personal protective equipment or PPEs sa lahat ng oras. The DOTR shall monitor and evaluate the implementation of the aviation industry and copy furnish reports to the Department of Health Epidemiology Bureau for assessment of COVID-19 cases, clusters, vaccination status, and the like. While the IATF, on the other hand, will retain our authority to revoke or modify the guidelines for the aviation industry vis-a-vis shortened quarantine and isolation. Meanwhile, foreign nationals allowed to enter into the country shall be subject to the following additional protocols. Beginning February 16, 2022, proof of full vaccination shall be made a requirement for entry of all foreign nationals allowed to enter the Philippines. Exceptions to the requirement that all passengers be fully vaccinated and that they have proof of vaccination status prior to boarding an airplane or vessel to the Philippines are absolutely limited to the following groups. Ito lang po ang exception to the general rule. Una, children below 18 years of age. Pangalawa, people medically unable to receive the vaccine as certified by a competent public health authority in the country or port of origin. At pangatlo, foreign diplomats and their qualified dependents or 9E visa holders. In connection with this, the DOTR through the Civil Aeronautics Board is instructed to mandate airlines to require foreign nationals traveling to the Philippines to present proof of full vaccination prior to boarding flights to any points in the Philippines. The IATF likewise accepted and recognized for purposes of arrival quarantine protocols, as well as for interzonal and intrazonal movement, the national COVID-19 vaccination certificates of Colombia, Iraq, Monaco, Italy, Tunisia, and Vietnam. This is in addition to other countries, territories, and jurisdictions whose proofs of vaccination the IATF has already approved for recognition. Related to this, the Bureau of Quarantine, the Department of Transportation, One Stop Shop, and the Bureau of Immigration are directed to recognize only the proofs of vaccination thus approved by the IATF. Inaprubahan din po ng IATF ang rekomendasyon ng Department of Tourism na ang mga hotel na ginagamit na quarantine facilities ay pwede na rin magamit bilang isolation facilities. subject to specific protocols ng Bureau of Quarantine, Department of